What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Laced Up Podcast. We got a good one again. We got King Shmeeky coming on today. So Kody Epps, All-American wide receiver for BYU this last year.
Yep.
First off, where did King Shmeeky come from? What does that mean? I just saw it on Instagram, and I saw everybody, King Shmeeky, when you posted the highlights.
So shout out to Anna Brower, one of our media girls.
Yeah.
She gave me the nickname one day. Well, no, actually, I had a bunch of friends that called me that, and then Anna took over with it because
Oh yeah, she liked that, huh?
yeah, she liked it, and then you know how media goes,
yeah,
something sticks and sticks. But I really want to blow it up this upcoming season,
dude, I like it.
yeah, some merch or something.
What does Shmeeky mean anything?
It's it's my personality.
Yeah.
So we'll start talking more, you know how the team goes.
Yeah.
Right now it's just a bunch of dudes playing spring ball, but you know summer comes around and fall camp comes around, so everybody starts hanging more. But my personality is it's the word.
Yeah.
It's a little bit undescribable and a little bit impulsive, but not vulgar or anything like that. But it's just kind of what is people think what is that? That's kind of how my personality is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. There you go, King Shmeeky. So
Yeah.
we all got to refer to you as King Shmeeky now.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, dude, give us a little intro on yourself. I gave a little bit, but tell us more about you, where you're from, all that.
So I'm from Los Angeles, California. I grew up playing sports my whole life. I grew up in a great environment. Parents are heavily in my life, family's heavily in my life, Christian backgrounds. I'm not LDS, but heavy Christian backgrounds. And yeah, I think sports has kind of in my life. Going to school in sports is everything to me. But being from LA, it's crazy down there. You have gangs and a lot of crazy stuff going on. So
right.
I have a bunch of friends that I still talk to this day that we can catch up and see how life's going for them and life's going for me and things of that nature. That we took different paths, but
right,
for the most part, it's just been football, school.
What sports did you play besides football?
So when I was 3 or 4, my parents put me in soccer.
There you go.
I honestly think they did it just to tire me out by the time
Get
6.
you something to do as you go to sleep.
Yeah, it was like melatonin,
yeah.
giving me melatonin without actually giving me melatonin.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I played soccer, baseball, basketball, and football. And the great thing about it too was that my coaches have always been either my uncle in baseball, my dad in football, or soccer, my aunt was my coach, and basketball, my uncle was my coach. So
that's cool. So you're pretty involved with your family growing up?
Yes, very involved.
That's sweet. And what part of LA?
So for those that don't know, it's called Baldwin Hills area. So it's kind of it's not necessarily South Central, but it is South Central to the greater LA for the people that don't know.
Okay, gotcha.
It is, yeah.
So in high school, what'd you play? Did you play football, basketball?
Just football.
Just football.
Yeah.
You went to Mater Dei, right?
Yeah. So it gets pretty hectic there.
Yeah. It's pretty intense there, huh?
Yeah. Because most of the dudes on the basketball team or on the baseball team or on the football team are top at what they're doing.
Right.
So I wish I would have done track. To all the kids out there, do track. If you you play baseball, you play basketball, make sure you do track with it. That's one thing I wish I would have done. Yeah,
track helps a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
So, and you had Mater Dei is a pretty well-known football school.
Yeah.
And they're on the national rankings pretty much every year.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that helped you with your recruiting quite a bit, being there?
See, my recruiting was pretty slow.
I guess tell us about your recruiting first.
Okay. So I was around a bunch of dudes that were getting offers as freshmen and sophomores and juniors. I didn't really start seeing offers till going into my senior year.
Oh, really?
Going to a couple of camps. I went to a couple camps and got MVP. I went to USC's camp, won MVP, and all the Mountain West schools were there, and they all offered me there. And then Oregon offered me as a sophomore, but it was a sophomore offer. We like you, but it's not one of those I could have commit on the spot type offers.
Right. They weren't heavy on you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So but yeah, they ended up coming back around after I ended up balling out and all that type of stuff. But then BYU came along kind of the end of my senior season, Coach A-Rod, like, called me. It was so crazy. I went up to Cal Berkeley, and by this time, bro, like, I was whooping every single top DB in the country, top defense in the country at this time.
Yeah.
So, like, Sojay on our team, Sojay Mayava.
Yeah.
So, he was, like, a top-ranked quarterback out of D.C., and his team was, like, number 10 in the country, number 5 in the country. I went out there and had, like, 210 yards on them, 2 touchdowns. And
there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
So, like, I'm saying this because I want to give you the background.
Right.
I don't want to come off like I'm bragging or anything.
Hey, that's what it's here for, though.
Yeah.
We spit the truth out here.
Exactly. But, yeah, I'm just trying to give the background to let you know how truly slow it was. So, like, I'm balling and nobody's, like, reaching out. Nobody's offering anything like that. There's more interest and stuff like that, but nobody's offering. So, I drive up to Cal Berkeley, and I'm thinking that they're about to offer because I just had that game. I had a couple other games that I went crazy in, and they leave me empty-handed.
You went out there, made the trip, come back, nothing.
Bro. So, on the drive back, coming down the Grapevine, Coach A-Rod calls me.
Yeah.
Random. Would like to offer your scholarship to BYU, whatever. I go crazy because it's like, that's the first time that a coach called my phone, like, we really, really like you.
Yeah.
We're interested in you, and we want you to come to BYU. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long after that offer did you commit?
So that was like late in the season. And then right after season, I think I texted Fessy at like 1 a.m. one time. It was like, I need to edit. Because I was going to commit the second signing. Because there's 2 signings.
Yeah.
So I was going to do the second signing, but something hit me like, bro, like BYU's a spot. Like, you don't need to wait for that second.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Fessy. So did he recruit you to BYU?
Yes. So I'm leaving out a lot of stuff. So sorry.
No, you're good.
So yeah, Fessy, they did the home visits and all that stuff, and Fessy was, on my phone, calling me, checking in with me, Coach Kalani, Coach G, because G's from LA too.
Oh, yeah.
I have acquainted, like, family friends with G. Mm-hmm. So, like, he was heavily involved in my recruitment too. But to answer your question, it was slow up until BYU offered me. When BYU offered me and people and other schools found out that I was signing that first signing day, then I was getting calls again from Oregon and a couple other universities in the Pac-12, like, basically like, wait, don't sign the first signing day.
Right. So what were your biggest offers?
So I would say my biggest offer was probably Oregon.
Yeah.
Just because when they found out I was committing to, I kind of want to say they're like neck and neck, Arizona State. I think Arizona State called me at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
The day of the signing day.
Oh,
like, they
really?
called me that morning, like, you sure you want to do this, bro? Like one of those. So
last second, the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude. So what made you pick BYU? Because,
I mean, like, in my head, I'm like, what am I waiting for?
Yeah.
Like, any school that would have offered me the second signing day would have been offering me based off of guys that they didn't get that they wanted in the first place.
Right.
And there were so many instances where looking like, okay, when you feel like you've been treated wrong.
Yeah.
But then you also have to understand there's a world out there that's not all about crew.
Right.
Like,
trust me, I go through that all the time.
All the time. Like, that happens.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, you get caught up in that zone of, like, woe is me, like, why? But, like,
screw these guys. They didn't want to give me the attention. It's like, you really haven't done anything yet.
Yes, bro, literally. Yeah. So, like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I didn't ball out until my senior year.
Yeah.
So, like, how can I be mad at these universities? But at the same time, I'm like, come on, like, I'm pulling up to you guys' camps and I'm whooping you guys, like, these dudes that you call a 5-star, So, but it was instances like I went up to Washington State on an unofficial, and they didn't even have a name tag for me.
Really?
And rest in peace to Coach Nichols. He was a wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
I think that's his name, Coach Nichols. Great dude, solid dude. Mm-hmm. And condolences to his family. He passed away.
Damn.
I think this past offseason or offseason ago. So condolences to his family. But it kind of hurt one time. He came to Mater Dei's practice.
Yeah.
And he was like sizing me up and basically like called me too small.
Yeah.
But like, I can't be mad at him.
Right.
Like, he's working for that. His job is on the line. Like, he's working for a university where they have to recruit the top dudes and get the guys to win football games,
Yeah.
So, but it kind of hurt. Cause like,
still going to sting a little bit.
Exactly. Cause it's like, woe is me. Like, so.
Yeah. But even with all that, weren't you an All-American your senior year?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was a USA All-American, Max Preps, like all the All-Americans.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then piggybacking off the All-American subject, you were an All-American this last year too, huh?
Yes.
Freshman All-American?
Yes.
Dude, that's dope. What was that like?
Yeah. It didn't hit me, bro.
Didn't?
Like, and this is kind of crazy. I'm opening up on your podcast.
Good. We love that.
Yes. So, like, I got here as a freshman because I love talking to, like, the dudes that come behind us and, like, want to follow in our footsteps. To all the kids out there, like, this goes for everybody. When you come into college as a highly touted recruit or not even a highly touted recruit, remove yourself on what you think your process is going to be in college.
Yeah.
You know this for sure. We just talked about it before the podcast.
Right.
We all have a predetermined and preset process on what our process is going to be.
Yep.
That's not how the world works. That's not how college football works. That's not how God wants it to work.
Right.
So I came in, this All-American guy,
right.
and I had to be humbled really quickly. I had Dax in front of me, Neil Powell, Gunner, and I got humbled a lot, and it taught me a lot. And the reason I'm saying that is because I went through a foot injury, I was humbled, all those things, and then this past season I was an All-American. But it's like when I was going through getting humbled and watching these guys grow and looking up to these guys, to be honest, that was the most fun I had. Was the hardest times was when I felt like I was depressed or when I felt like I wasn't cared about or things of that nature. That was when I was having fun because that's like when I was making myself.
Right.
This All-American season, it was like I'm just playing football, but like it wasn't that hard.
Right.
Like, you know?
It's there's a certain satisfaction that comes with the growth process.
Yes.
Even though it sucks, there's something if you have the right mindset with it, there's something about it. Right, that if you allow yourself to grow, not like crumble up in those moments, it can be very fulfilling.
Yes.
So
I bet you went through it too.
Yeah, I think I go through it. And even like right now with like the whole transfer, it's like I still have to start from the bottom, work my way up. But it's like I knew that coming in, right? And so I come in every day with that mindset, and it's like you have to be ready for when you get that chance. And I talked to Coach Hill about that today too. It's like I'm just going to keep doing my thing when, you know, I just will be ready for when my chance comes. Because you can only do things right for so long before it's like, you know, it's like they can't, you got the dudes in front of you who aren't in their playbooks. They're making mistakes. And it's like you aren't, at some point, the coach has to give in, especially if they're a man of their word. It's like they have to play the dudes who are doing things right. Yeah. So, no, 100%. Yeah. Something that I think is funny, because you mentioned earlier, you're not a member of the church, right? And I asked Micah about this on the podcast. You guys have
mission
prep class. Yeah. What's that like? Tell me about that.
I kind of did you see my post on Twitter? Like, so I posted.
I never look on Twitter.
Okay, I'm not a Twitter guy either, but I'm becoming more of a Twitter guy because like I think the football world is more into Twitter than Instagram.
It really is.
So, but I randomly posted the other day like, going on a mission September 2nd, LES, Lavelle Edwards Stadium, like, tune in or whatever. And it went crazy. Like, the fans were loving it. And I got that, you know, like that motivation to do it from the mission prep class, which was funny. But the class is kind of different for us. Yeah. Because, like, we're about to be seniors. Yeah. And all the kids in our class are like freshmen getting their mission calls every Tuesday. So every Tuesday we come into class and they're like, any new mission calls? And we're just like sitting back, and then you got kids, I just got my call, San Diego, like, let's go. Like, that's, you know, funny, so like, I mean, it's a cool class because our professors are like two like great people and people that have been around the world. So they give us wisdom and insight on life in general. But it's pretty cool.
That's funny. They teach you guys, the other day you were talking about, you said you wanted to teach the restoration on the pod. Is that what we're going to talk about? So let's talk about the restoration.
So like that, the stuff that I do retain, I like to talk about it with you guys on the team because I think it's like cool. Like, you know, like I'm learning something about the church and whatever. Like, like the restoration, like there was a fall between the time that you had the church. There was a fall. Joseph Smith went into the woods, said, God, I've been praying. I've been reading all these different books. I've been asking for wisdom. It went dark. He kept his eyes shut. It was dark all around him. And then a light came to him, and it was two personages. And the one personage, God the Father, pointed to the Son and said, this is my Son. Hear him.
There you go.
And that was the
first vision right there.
First vision.
Dang, you recited the first vision. We had to memorize that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. So even, I mean, obviously we have to take a religion class and all that. Has it been interesting to you to kind of be a part of that culture, even though you're not a member of the church? Has it been cool to like learn all that stuff?
Bro, I think it's the best. I don't want to say best yet because I have a lot of life to experience.
Right.
But
right.
like, it's definitely a top experience in my life. Being here at BYU, being in the culture that I'm in, being kind of an outsider that's in the mix, being on the football team and like going to school. I think it's one of the best things ever because Mater Dei is Catholic. So
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. So I think most private, so it's a private school. I think most private institutions are like religious. Some religious backing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But so like it was different there for me too. And I was even younger. So I was like 8th grade going into high school, like Catholicism. Like I got to learn about Mary, Joseph, like, you know, all this stuff. And coming here, I'm learning a whole different, you know, not necessarily belief system, but different denomination.
Different denomination, a little different tweaks.
Exactly. Yeah. But the blessing in it is Christ. So like the people that I'm coming across, there's people that are fearful of if their actions don't align with the way to live, if they're not doing good by other people. I think that's the coolest part, that I'm around people like that 24/7. So.
Yeah, because even if you don't have the same, you aren't a part of necessarily the same denomination, it's like you can still associate and have common beliefs as people who are just Christians, right? Every Christian should at least, if nothing else, you can at least center on wanting to do or wanting to be like Christ.
Yes.
So that is cool.
And I think for people out there that might listen that are Muslim or Hindu or any other religion too, it's all central to the golden rule too. Like the golden rule is very prominent in all religions as well.
Right.
Treat others how you want to be treated.
Just be a good person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this. I don't know if it's necessarily advice, or what would you say to people who aren't a member of the church thinking about going to BYU?
Okay. I have two things I want to say. The first one is, if you play sports, transfer rule. Come here, you don't like it, transfer.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I don't know if you, like, people may say, like, I wasted a year. Like, no. If you really want to come here, come here. If you don't like it, transfer. But I feel like coming here, you have to come with the open mind. And I was joking around with Kayleen in the training room today, and I said, I changed it. I don't know if this is wrong or right. But so I was joking around because me and Mike always talk about, we have to learn, seek not to declare my word, but first seek to obtain my word, then shall your tongue be loosed. Yeah. So I changed it to something that I hold dear to me. I said, seek not to judge, but first seek to understand, then shall your view be love.
That's cool.
So I think that people should come in with that, with an open mind and not looking to judge, but to understand people and the people around us. Then your view will be love, like, you know. So I think that's the second thing that I would like to tell people. That's way awesome. I think that's good. I think that's kind of been in line with, like, when I asked Slovis about how it was coming to Utah and all that stuff. It's like, I think coming here, you have a preconceived notion of what it's going to be like. Yeah. But if you come with that open mind, it's like you can see that, like, sure, maybe there's some weird people, but, like, everyone's got a good heart and everyone means well. So, no, it's cool. Transition, what are some of your off-field activities or hobbies? So, I saw the clubs in the living room. Yeah. So off-season, every day. You're golfing? Every day. Really? As soon as we're done with lift, as soon as we're done whatever we have to do, the links. That's funny, dude. I didn't know that. Yeah. Who are the other golfers on the team? So, T-Wall. Yeah. T-Wall is like lights out. He's good? Yes. Like really? Lights out. Really? Yes. T-Wall. I don't think I've golfed with Parker Washington, but I heard he can drive really well. See, I'm not the best. I just love to play. Hey. And I only play scramble. That's all. I'm not going to play like 1v1v. No. That's funny. Yeah. I love to scramble, but the other good golfer is, I think Chase is pretty good. Ethan Slade. Yeah. Pretty good golfer. Yeah. I don't really know offensive guys that golf. Have you golfed with Fessy? No. I heard he's pretty good. Dude. I have never golfed with Fess. That's one of my bucket list things is to golf with Fess. Yeah. Every coach has told me Fess is lights out. Really? Lights out. Like
That's
he
funny.
could be pro, like that level of good.
That's funny. I heard Jay Hill was talking about that, and he said Fessie's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that. So golfing, that's number one.
Yeah.
What else you doing?
So yeah, basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll see, like this off season, we'll hoop all the time.
Right.
Because I feel like it helps our game, like lateral quickness and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So hoops. I grind Xbox.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What's your game?
Rainbow Six Siege.
What the heck's that? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's like a search and destroy type game.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty chill. Like a lot of people don't know about it, but like I grind it I grind with my boys from back home from California.
Okay.
So
you hop on.
Yeah,
There
I don't
go.
play COD too much. Do you play games?
Not a lot. Depends on what I got going on.
Also, I've heard from a lot of guys that are married, the wife typically doesn't like to play the game. So
yeah, no, that's true.
that's one reason why I'm kind of holding off of like
No.
getting married too soon, because I gotta play my Xbox for a little bit longer.
No, yeah, you're not wrong about that. When I got married, I was like, well, first off, like when you get married, you feel like you have to start acting more mature, which you should. And so I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna take my Xbox. And I moved up to Logan, didn't even take my Xbox with me. I was like, I'm gonna be like a good husband, all this stuff. And then I was like, all my buddies are playing Xbox on the team, and they're like, bro, you play Call of Duty, you play Fortnite? And I'm like, I don't even got an Xbox. And I'm like, I don't gotta be weird about it. I can still have an Xbox. So you know, I hop on it. I play with my brother. We'll hop on. We'll play a little. But I just play Fortnite. I don't play too much. A little Madden.
I rock with Fortnite. Oh, I love Madden too.
Yeah. I think everybody plays Madden.
Yeah.
So, no, it's cool.
Yeah, and then hitting the lake.
Lake?
Yeah, because like
Really?
being from California, typically go to the beach.
Yeah.
I don't go to the beach that often, but like when I'm in the OC with my homies, go to the beach. But like out here, I love going to the lake out here with.
Any of your buddies have boats?
So I typically go with Mason Wake
Yeah.
because he has family friends that have boats and stuff, and then his dad has a fishing boat,
Oh,
like
cool.
one of the little speedy ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Pretty
Bro, I
cool.
feel like Mason Wake has all the plugs.
Yeah.
He does.
No,
doesn't he?
Mason Wake is connected. Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah.
That's funny. What about like are you a big music guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your do you have an artist genre? Like what's your go to?
So I love Yeet. Have you heard of Yeet?
No.
Yeah.
Yeet?
Yeah. I love Yeet.
Hold on.
I love every. To be honest, bro, I love everything. Like,
Is Yeet an artist?
yes, rapper.
YEAT.
Yeah,
All right.
he's pretty dope.
So now I got to listen to him.
Yes. So love Yeet. I love I have a bunch of those friends that I was talking about early in the pod that are from LA, and we stay in contact and all that stuff. I have a bunch of friends that rap, so I'm always jamming them out.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, so I like Morgan Wallen too. Like,
a little country?
yeah, coming out to Utah, like, come on, man.
Hey, don't take this the wrong way, but you got a lot of white person tendencies.
Bro, I hear that a lot. I actually hear that a lot. My mom even tells me that a lot of times too, like golfing now and all this stuff.
Golfing, the lake,
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen.
I think Fessy even told me that before.
Oh, that's
I don't
funny.
know, bro. I don't know. I feel like I've adapted a lot to my environment, and like the guys that I'm around a lot of times are golfing, listening to country. So
See, but that's what I like about you, and I think it goes back to that quote you shared. It's like you're open. You're open minded to like, you know, you aren't like someone's like going to do something. Oh no, that's stupid. I don't want to try it. It's like, dude, it's like you just have fun with it. And that's something you do a really good job of. So I think that's cool.
Appreciate that. I love Riley Rhett. Is his name?
Riley Rhett,
What's it? The one that's in
Thomas Rhett.
Thomas Rhett. Make me wanna put his truck to the side of the road.
I don't know, dude. I'm
You
the
ever heard that
worst with
song?
music.
Okay. That song is dope. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
mostly rap. I love rap. I'm not R&B. I don't really like the slow music from time to time. But
Yeah, I'm
rap
not a
and
big slow
country.
music guy. If you get in my car, it's bangers all the time.
yeah, see,
That's just,
I like that.
Boom, boom. I want the bass. I don't know.
Yeah.
I only have 2 modes on and off. So
yeah.
no, it's cool. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you something about this, because we were just talking about your, like, you do a really good job just being yourself and just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like you do that? I think a lot of people have a hard time being themselves. How have you been able to be comfortable being you?
So I think what helps me a lot is I don't let people in fairly easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very open. Like, I have no problem with going and talking to a new person or like, you know, just having fun or talking to somebody new. But, like, when it comes to people that I actually, like, talk to on a daily basis, like, I like to think things happen naturally.
Yeah.
So, because, like, you know how it is, bro. Like, you don't want to be hurt by people. Like,
right.
you know what they have going on, and you don't want to I don't like to hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I try to have a guard, but at the same time be very endearing to people and, you know, be friendly at the same time. So what helps me a lot is when I'm being myself is I'm very vigilant while I'm being myself, because some people may not like how I am naturally.
Yeah.
You know, and I may not, you know, kind of like what other people are naturally.
Right.
So I try to find a balance between having my guard up, but also being free to, like, new experiences, new people. And diversity of thought, in my opinion, is one of the most brilliant things that someone can have. When you are able to bring a bunch of people, no matter the color of their skin, no matter their religion, no matter of anything, the diversity of what they think and bring to the table in conversation.
That's cool.
So that's something that helps me a lot too. I want to hear what people think. I want to hear what people have been through. I want to hear what people, I love talking about where people have traveled, things of that nature. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man, you got some good thoughts. You're a deep thinker. Have you been to any cool places yourself, travel wise?
Yes. So I've been to Mexico, Cancun. I've been to Canada.
I haven't been to Canada yet.
That's like I feel like that's still the United States, but, like,
it half counts, right?
Yeah, because I'm thinking, like, I went to go visit my grandpa in Detroit, and then we just went over the bridge and, like, showed the passport, and, like, we were good.
That's
like
funny.
It wasn't, like, really,
I've heard that.
crazy.
My sister lives up in Washington. She says it's kind of like that. You just show the passport,
and you're good.
Yeah.
So I've been there. Hawaii. I personally feel like Hawaii is its own entity. Like, of course, when you go there, it's a lot of tourism, a lot of American stuff out there, but, like, I still feel like it's its own entity and its own being within its nature.
It has its own. I think the reason you say it is because it has its own culture.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's completely different than the other 48 states that are connected.
Yes.
So.
Like, something like this. So I'm in international marketing, and something that you think about so simple is, like, McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, if you pulled up to McDonald's in Wisconsin, and then you pulled up to McDonald's in Florida, and then went to McDonald's in LA, they're all serving the same thing.
Right.
You go to Hawaii, some of their meals have Spam with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, that's something that's international marketing. In what you just said, the culture is different, like, with the intake and all that type of stuff. So
yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, dude, I love Hawaii. Let me ask this. What's your favorite place you've been to?
Probably Mexico, bro.
Yeah. Did you say it was Cancun?
Yes.
Okay.
Because a lot of people hate humidity.
Yeah.
I love it.
Really?
I feel like it clears your skin and it makes your body feel like your joints work better.
I agree with that. I love humidity. A lot of people don't, especially girls, because it messes with their hair.
Yeah, I can understand it, though.
But I love humidity.
Yeah. I feel like it makes you feel better, like, you know, than when you're in just, like, stiff cold or, like, straight heat.
Right. No, for sure.
So,
do you have any, like, bucket list places you haven't been yet?
Yes. So, I definitely want to visit Africa. I want to visit, like, the Ivory Coast. Want to go to Australia.
That'd be cool.
I kind of want to visit everywhere. Japan, Tokyo. I want to go to Hong Kong. Like, I want to go everywhere, bro. Like, I would love to, like, you know, when I talk about the diversity of thought and just, like, being in different places.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is big for me, too. Like, you're married.
Yeah.
And you're going to have kids one day.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very important to think about what you're going to be able to tell your kids. Like, what experience you're going to be able to tell them that you've had. Like, I don't care to tell them that I've spent $100 million on Xbox.
Right.
Like, what is that going to do for their thought process and motivate them?
Right.
But if I tell them, like, oh, yeah, I've been here. This is the customs of when you go to Japan, international marketing. When you go to Japan, they don't touch a lot.
Yeah.
So when you greet them, it's a bow. Like, things of that nature. So if my kids want to go to Japan one day, they're not walking in the door shaking hands because that's not the custom. That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like those type of things are cool.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
Now that you brought up kids, Do you is there a certain age that you want to have a kid by?
No.
Yeah.
Like, I'm for sure, like, wait until marriage and, like, probably some years after. He's laughing right now.
I'm the same way. I just had to ask. I get asked that question all the time. Like, hey, when do you guys have kids? Like, just because I'm married doesn't mean I want to start popping out kids everywhere. So I'm like, I can really take care of myself. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, you got a kid on the way. When do we have a little crew running around? I'm like, you don't. Not anytime soon. Sorry.
I gotta find my girl first. That's gonna take time. So I'm not even thinking about, like, when I said that, I'm thinking about, like, some of the decisions I'm gonna make for the future.
Yeah,
but,
for
like,
sure.
Like, I wanna wait.
That's funny. That's good. Yeah. How old are you?
22.
22. Okay,
how old are you?
I'll be 23 this month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's lit. What you gonna do for it?
Probably. Oh, it's the day of our spring game, so
you're gonna
go get active.
Have a good spring game. Then.
You know me, yeah. We'll get active and then just hang out. Probably go to dinner with the fam. Okay. Usual stuff. Yeah. Nothing crazy.
Bro, that's the thing about being old now.
Yeah.
Being like 22. How old are you, my guy? 19. Okay, you got a couple of years. You see how, like, we get to tell him you got a couple of years before you're with us. But, like, I feel like birthdays now are like hang out with your mom, like,
right,
hang out with your dad, family.
Yeah, it's funny. The older you get, like, especially once you get away from your family, it's like you really, like, when you're younger, it's like I want to go hang out with my friends. Then you get older, it's like I just want to spend time with my family.
Family, yeah. So. But it's like even for the birthday, they just sing. Like, it's amazing. They just get you a little cake, sing you happy birthday, and then the night's over. Like,
right.
You know?
Yeah, it's low key. What I didn't ask you this. What is your family dynamics like? Brothers, sisters?
Yeah. So my parents aren't together. My dad has. So my two siblings come from my dad. Okay. So I have a younger brother, younger sister, and I'm my mom's only. Okay. So yeah. So my brother Caleb, shout out Caleb, is 12. I think. See, that's another thing. Getting old, bro. Like, I can't keep up with their ages. I think Caleb is about to either 12 or 13. I think it's 12. And then my younger sister, Bryce, is about to be 5.
Okay. So you're quite a bit older than them.
Yeah.
Cool. Who'd you live with growing up, your mom or your dad?
So that's the blessing, bro. So from a very young age, I think being able to step into cultures and be like, let's have a good time. Like, I want to get to know everybody, came from that. Okay. So even when my parents weren't together, I did, like, every other year with the other parent. So I would go really? 1 year with my dad, 1 year with my mom, 1 year with my dad. So, like, I was going to, like, different schools every other year.
Oh, no way.
But, like, it was the same school, but different schools in the sense of I was in LA and then I was in the IE. Okay. So, like, my friends were the same in Moreno Valley when I went with my dad, and then my friends were the same when I went with my mom. I would just see them every other year.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It was almost like you had, like, two different, like,
lives. Yeah. Yeah.
How far away did they live?
Like an hour, 15, hour 30.
Okay. And then when you got into high school, I'm assuming it stopped.
Mom. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, wait. So, yeah. So my freshman, sophomore year, we thought it would be smarter for the commute to live with my dad. Because I was going, like, bro, like 2 hours and 30 minutes to and from school every day when I was living with my dad.
That's crazy.
Yes. And then when I would live with my mom, I was going about hour 45, 2 hours. Yeah. To and from school with my mom. Jeez. So living with my mom was more efficient.
Made more sense.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. So who are you? I guess there's quite a bit of age gap. I was going to ask if you're tight within your siblings, but.
Yeah. I'm tight with them. Like my little brother, I always check in on him. I told him if he gets a 4.0 this year, he gets $1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
From you?
Yeah.
Big money.
Well, no, but, like, I rather do that than go spend $1,000 on 5 pairs of shoes or, like, something like that. Like, yeah. If I can motivate him to, like, I want to make it a tradition. Like, yeah. Like, and it's not always going to be money, but something that, like, keep him on the right track. Since I'm not there with him, right? I want to have, like, a goal for him in mind to have set, and then.
That's cool. You're like a mentoring him almost.
Yeah.
Did you have any mentors growing up?
Yes.
Who are some of those?
My uncles.
Yeah.
So, like, let me ask you this, because you're the podcaster. I'm the podcastee, but I want to ask you a question. So, like, do you have a strong, like, I don't even know, like, a phylum of, like, people in your family? When I ask that question, like, do you have a group of aunts that are, like, strong in your family, or, like, a group of cousins that are highly influential in your family? Do you have that?
I would say I have a pretty tight family. Both my parents have very tight, like, they both, like, my dad has, like, there was, like, 7 kids in his family, 9 kids in my mom's family, and they're all really tight. So I was seeing all of them all the time.
Okay.
So.
That makes sense. So mine is from my perspective, is my uncles.
Okay.
So I have uncles that are very influential. So I have 3 uncles. Yeah. No, 4 uncles. 4 uncles that are like, they have been mentors in an amazing way. And of course my dad and my mom.
Right.
But I'm talking about guys that aren't my dad or mom.
Right.
Have been like my uncles, my 4 uncles. They always keep me on the tight path. And like, sometimes like you don't want to ask your dad or your mom a question. Like,
yeah,
you got somebody to hit up. So those are my uncles.
So what are some of the things they taught you?
Just, I think taking care of business for sure. When it comes to money and when it comes to interacting with people and how that business works. And also being comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's something huge. That me and my uncle always talk about. And then my other uncle is like independence. Yeah. So like my mom had me at 19.
Yeah.
She was working 3 jobs. And my uncle was in high school, and he would take me to night school with him. Like, he was kind of my babysitter. Like, he was like my first best friend.
Right.
I would go everywhere with him, catch the bus. He taught me so many tangible things that I know now. How to catch the bus, how to schedule a doctor's appointment, because he was like helping my mom do that, like things of that nature.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
So they've taught me so many different aspects of independence, how to conduct business between men and men, how to treat women, things of that nature.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I think it's important for people to have influences in their lives that aren't their parents, right? Because you just get, obviously you want to listen to the counsel of your parents, and like they're going to give you great advice and always try to lead you in the right direction. But kind of goes back to that diversity mindset thing. It's like the more people you can learn from, the better. And so especially people you trust and love, that can kind of give you little tips and tricks there, here and there, because everybody has their own experiences. So the more you can pick up, the cooler.
Yes,
that's awesome.
And I think like you guys know this too. Like, your mom loves you more than anything on this planet.
Right.
So a lot of her advice is gonna come from an unconditional, like, my baby is the world. Yeah. And sometimes, like, I love it. Like, Mom, tell me I'm the greatest thing ever. You know? But sometimes you need that, like, realness in, and my mom keeps it real with me all the time, but, like, coming from my uncle, like, he's going to shoot me straight. Because, like, he didn't hold me for 9 months. You know? Like, there's a different love there, like, you know?
And your mom will never, so at least for my mom, very conservative. Like, if I ever ask her for advice, she's always going to lean to the safe side, right? Yes. Sometimes you got to take the risky side, you know what I mean? So, 100%. I agree with that. That's funny. Yeah. I never heard anybody say it like that, but that's a good point. Yeah. So, from a football side, who did you look up to in that aspect?
My dad.
Your dad?
So, like, all my uncles were basketball and baseball players.
Okay.
So, they weren't really football guys, but, like, my dad is, like, heavy football.
Okay.
Like, bro, I've been learning about cover 2, cover 3, cover 4 since I could write. Like, when I was learning my ABCs and numbers, I was learning about coverages and, like, how to run a route and stuff like that. That's awesome. Like, my dad has been kind of the biggest influence when it comes to football. And then, like, all of his buddies. And then I have cousins and stuff that I could look up to and all that type of stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who would you say, like, is a player that you – well, let me reword this. What player do you feel like your game resembles?
People, I get asked this all the time, really? And like, a lot, like by like dudes in football, like, you know how it is, like, who do you like look up to, or like who do you think you're like? I would say, bro, Julian Edelman with a lot more sauce. Yeah, with a lot more sauce. I say I feel like I play like Jules with a lot more sauce. Okay, I feel like very reliable, gets the job done, likes to block. Like, I don't love to block, but I like to block. Yeah. Because it helps the offense. I don't love it because, you know, like,
it's not fun.
It's not fun. Like, just a dude running full speed at you and you just got to stand there and take it on is not fun. Bro. But I like to block. Love to catch the football. And I like to make plays that a lot of people don't think a 5'10", 4'5",
Yeah.
40 guy is gonna make. So that's why I say Julian Edelman.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
What do you think helps you make those plays? Because here's what I've learned. At the end of the day, there's dudes that make plays and dudes that don't make plays. Yep. You know, you can have two players in the exact same situation, and one of them's going to make the play, the other one's not.
Two different outcomes.
Exactly. What helps you be a playmaker? Because that's a mindset, in my opinion.
So mindset. I think it goes back to what we talked about. When you've gone through so much to get to that point where your name is called and that play comes upon you, I have to make the play.
Right.
Why would I go through surgery and months of rehab and months of just mental frustration and you know, pain and all that type of stuff, and this play comes knocking and I don't want it the most?
Right.
I think that's what it comes back to. And then, like, my family, bro. Like, I want to, like, so I love the movie Troy.
I haven't seen that.
Brad Pitt. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Have you seen it? Okay. Watch it. It's a great movie. It's like Gladiator. So it's like the warrior. It's like the single warrior story. And in Troy, Brad Pitt always talks about how will you be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be remembered in some type of way and impacting someone's life, whether that's making somebody smile one day or the little kid that's his one BYU game he ever came to, and I make that play.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to remember the dude that dropped it when the game was on the line or something of that nature.
Right.
I want to be the guy, and it doesn't always happen. That's why we talk about you can't be attached to the results. You got to be attached to the process, mentally and emotionally attached to that process. Yeah. Because even if I don't make that catch, I want it again. I want it 10 more times until I get it. So, yeah, like you said, it's a mindset thing, and I just want it because of all the things that I've been through and all the people looking up to me, and I just want to be remembered as someone that was able to capitalize when his name was called.
I love that. Are you a reader?
On and off. I can't finish a book.
That's my problem,
I could get midway, and I can even get to that 75% of the book part.
Yeah,
finishing the book, bro.
I'm with you. It's I listen to a lot of books, and that helps me a lot. I listen to them while I drive. Okay. And that's, like, I love that. But reading a book's hard for me. Okay. But my favorite book, I've actually never read it. I've only listened to it, but I've listened to it like 4 times. It Takes What It Takes by Trevor Moawad.
That's a sick title. Yeah. It Takes What It Takes.
Yeah. You should listen. I recommend everybody listen to it. Whenever someone asks me about a book, that's the first one, especially, like, people in a competitive lifestyle. Yeah. Athletes.
Competitive realm.
Yeah.
Like what you do.
You need to listen to it because mindset's huge. But what you said is a quote. In there, it's a quote from Derek Jeter. It says, to be willing to hit the game-winning home run, you have to also be willing to strike out in the same batter's box. Yep. So it's like you can't go in there scared whether you're going to make the play or not. Because, like, if you're scared, first off, if that's your mindset, you're going to lose every time.
Every time.
But, like, you just have to be willing to, like, so, I mean, if you drop the ball, you miss the tackle, whatever, it is what it is. But at least you're willing, like, you got to be willing to accept that outcome. Yep. So, dude, that's dope. Yeah. I like that. What's your why? Do you have a deep why?
I think is what I just said. Being remembered by cause let's be real. Like, you know, you're not going to be able to, there's no possible way. Jesus didn't meet every person on the face of the earth.
No.
Like, even the greatest human on earth physically didn't meet everybody.
Right.
But think about his impact. Think about, it's going to be billions and billions and billions, probably even trillions, bro, that Jesus impacts. And I want to be like that, to where, like, I know I won't be able to meet every person on the face of the earth. Right. But if I could leave nuggets, you might say hello to somebody. They might see this podcast and be like, you see somebody at the grocery store, you say hello to them. You might make that person's world. They're going to go tell their cousins, their friends, bro, you just impacted the friends. Because think about it. They have an impression of you now based off of what you did to that one person. Right. That's touching the world without literally being able to physically meet people. So I think that's my why. Like, I want to leave a good print and imprint on people, no matter if I physically touch them or not.
Dude, that's so cool.
That's my why.
I love that. Mm-hmm. And how important is it to hold yourself a certain way? when you're out, like when you're doing anything, because now that you know, like when you think about the world in that way, how much differently do you carry yourself?
I think I carry myself in the sense of, what is my grandma going to be okay with this?
Yeah.
Because I feel like my grandma is like the holiest person I know. Like super Christian. Like if it's not flying by grandma, it's not good.
Yeah.
So like I try to do everything possible to make sure that she would be okay with that. Yeah. And like if I fall short, that's the blessing of being Christian. Right. Which is not an incentive to go do bad. Like it's the Lord doesn't incentivize me by washing my sins away with his blood to just, I could go do whatever because it's going to be done. But no, like I'm a human. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not perfect. So like I think the biggest way to keep me aligned is like watching other people make mistakes. Like something that I was looking forward to talking about this on the podcast with you about the John Morant situation. Yeah. Like John Morant, like with the incident he had or whatever. Like I hear so many people talking about he's going to mess up his money. He's going to mess up his deals that he has. But I'm thinking about, no, bro. Like you're affecting the kids that look up to you. Yeah. Like, you know, you're affecting your spiritual realm, like what's right in your nature. Right. Like, you know, like it's affecting Ja. Of course it's going to affect everybody else because we're just going to sit around and talk about it, about how that was stupid or whatever. But it's like, nah, Ja, you got kids that look up to you, bro. You got even grown people probably older than him that he's motivating to wake up every day, go to work and go to the gym or whatever. Right. That's what I look at to like keep me in line with like what I want to do and how I want to do right by others. So shout out to Ja, by the way.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Man, that'll make you think a little bit for sure. Yeah. What would you say is like the most important, like when you wake up, what's the most important thing to you when you go throughout your day?
I'm not like Micah. Like I don't have like
you don't have the goal board?
No. But no, Micah actually has that board, bro. Every time I go see him, he has it all the time. Sometimes I fall short of this, but I think this is very important for me at least. Yeah. Prayer.
That's cool.
Like before I wake up and do anything, before I touch my phone, before I brush my teeth, pray. Like, thank you, God, for allowing me to wake up this morning. I pray that you have an impact on like what I'll do. I pray for a productive day. I pray that like any endeavors that I come across that may be adversity, that I get through it. Like, I know it sounds cringy and it sounds like, oh, bro, you're like, no, I legitimately love to pray, like, to get my day started, like, you know?
Right. So I love that. Yeah. And I think when you have, I mean, anytime you can center your life around Christ, even when it's just a 30-second prayer to start the day. Yes. And you've let your Heavenly Father know that you want him in your day. Yes. So your day is going to go that much better just because you're consciously aware of what he wants for you. So
his plan for me,
that's super cool. I think it's awesome how much similarities you have. And you probably learned as you've been, you know, here, how much similarities you really have with the church and just for being, you know, I mean, you're a Christian. And that's what I think a lot of people think all these weird things about the Mormons, right? It's like, at the end of the day, they're Christians. They want to do the right thing. So and that's kind of like what you hit on earlier.
And I think, bro, one of the reasons why I came here too is like, of course, football. Like I play football, but like, we don't want to hear it, but football will end. Right. Football will end, no matter if you like it or not. And it sucks to hear me say that. Like, me hearing myself say that, it sucks, bro. Right. Because you love this game. Like, you want to play it forever. But, like, I think that being here allows me to be a bridge. Yeah. For people to see the greatness of the church. Yeah. And the greatness that's going on in Utah. And for Utah to be able to see where I come from, and that there's good people around everywhere. They may not be in the bubble of Provo. And that, like, LDS people are not weird. Like, every religion or every group of people, you're going to see some NPCs.
Yeah, wait. Some what?
You call them NPCs, like, non-playable characters. Like, they're like the people in the video games that, like, they're just a part of the video game, but they're not like actually in the game. Yeah, they're just like walking up and like they do the same thing, like walking up. Okay. And I don't want to. I'm joking
No.
Real people aren't NPCs. I just want to say that because I don't want anybody to be offended by that. But like, bro, we're all different. Like the NPCs may think I'm an NPC to their video game. Like,
there's some weirdos everywhere you go.
Everywhere, bro.
I don't care what you're doing. There's gonna be some weird
bro.
bugs.
And there's extremists in everything.
Right.
So like the church may have people that go to the extreme with their beliefs. That's their belief system.
Right.
Just like we have people that go to the extreme with politics, or people that go to the extreme with their diets, and people that go to the extreme with their workout habits. Like,
right.
That's them. I can still love you, but we do two different things.
And it doesn't reflect that aspect as a whole, right?
To the group.
Right. Doesn't reflect the group as a whole. So that's awesome. I got a couple more questions for you. Mm-hmm. One, what has been your favorite college football experience?
Notre Dame.
Yeah?
Notre Dame, bro.
Tell me about it.
So, bro, going to Mater Dei, mm-hmm. you're very much so groomed for big games, big moments. Because we're playing, like I told you, we played in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Under the lights with representatives of the United States House or whatever at the games. So, like, you have eyes of power looking at you. But, like, Notre Dame was a whole nother level, bro.
Really?
It was an away game for us.
Because it was at Allegiant, right?
Yes, in Vegas. So, it's an away game for us, home game for them, sold out. Their fans can drink. So, for the teams out there that their fans drink, which is what they do, kudos to them. It's all good. It gets pretty crazy, bro.
I bet.
It gets pretty crazy. It gets loud. It gets obnoxious. It's all of that. But you love it, bro. Because, like, making a play in an arena like that where it's sold out, like Jay-Z and Beyonce have a song called Ape, S-H-I.
Yeah.
Okay? And the chorus of the song is, like, have you ever made a crowd go ape?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever made a crowd go crazy?
Yeah.
And in that game, I felt that song in me. Because, like, being able to score in that game, bro, and make a crowd go crazy in, like, a sold-out NFL arena was, like, one of the greatest experiences ever, bro.
Really?
Ever.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And because how many touchdowns do you have that game?
2.
2? Mm-hmm. We'll have to post one on them. That'd be dope.
That'll be pretty dope.
We'll make a little cut up.
It's like a famous one. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Andy Reid and the Chiefs did it.
No, you did that. Was it a little whip route?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like you fake like you run across.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Man, I can't imagine that. Because that's a dope stadium.
Yeah.
That's way cool.
Yeah. So, wait, what's your greatest experience?
My favorite college experience? I haven't really had a crazy one yet.
You have to, bro. Well, it doesn't have to be crazy, but it has to be something that you like. What's something that you remember in a positive light that you're like, that's going to stick with me forever?
I would say this is stupid, but when we were at, it was a home game at Utah State.
By the way, every time somebody says this is stupid, it's always something good. Like every time somebody starts it off with this might be stupid, it's a good story.
Well, the fact that it's a cool thing, but the fact that this is my best college experience is what's stupid. But anyways, we run out, we do our pregame or whatever, and then we run out onto the field, and we're getting ready for the kickoff. The music's playing, right? And then the lights shut off. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I was an accident. They didn't mean to do it. Everybody pulls out their phones and, like, being on the field and, like, everybody's got their phone lights out and, like, the music was still playing. Bumping. But nothing else. Like, the lights were off. That was pretty dope. That was, like, super hype because it was sold out. And, like, being on the field for that, I was like, that was when I was like, this is so cool. Like, you can't get this feeling anywhere else. Yeah. And so that was pretty dope. That was a pretty cool experience. But as far as like me doing stuff, I haven't had anything too crazy yet. So hoping to get some cool experiences at Lavelle this year.
Bro. And for anybody that is thinking about BYU, student-wise or student-athlete-wise, our games should sell you enough.
Bro.
If you come to a BYU football game, that should sell you enough about how fun this experience is and how like lit it truly is.
See, because I went to a game last year. It was actually the Utah State game at home last year.
Okay.
And that was when I had just found out. Well, I wasn't quite sure whether I was going to be coming to BYU or not. I had talked to Fessy and like it was in the works. And it was kind of like, yeah, I'll let you know next week.
Okay.
So I go to that game not knowing whether I'm going to be on the team or not yet. And like it was so fun. I was like, holy cow. I remember I like called my brother after that. I was like, bro, I have to go. Like
Yes.
this is so it was dope. So I'm super super excited for that this year. It's one of the things that's like motivating me a lot, just 'cause it's like a childhood dream, right? It's like it's probably one of my whys. I'd say there's just like so much that excites me about it. So
I could definitely see that.
Lavelle hits different.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But okay, last question for you. What's something about you that most people don't know?
I'm actually really introverted.
Really? That's a surprise.
Very much so a surprise.
That actually shocks me.
And my mom is kind of the only one that kind of knows because, like, she raised me. Like, my dad knows, but, like, I feel like me and my dad don't really talk.
Yeah.
Like, when we're together, we don't really talk, but it's always good vibes, but,
Right,
we don't really converse. It's more just, like, we be chilling. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I
it
feel
would be,
that.
like, he sees his son, so he trying to be cool, like you know. But, like, I hear so many stories of, like, after a game, my dad would be, like, in the corner crying, like,
That's so funny. Yeah, that's how it is. Dads always try to act tough, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, but yeah, I'm pretty introverted.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like? How do I phrase
How
this?
am I introverted?
Well, no, you're introverted, but how do you do such a good job of like expressing yourself while also being introverted?
Because I feel like there's a time and a place for everything.
Okay.
So when I get to go home, I want to be in my room, kind of by myself, chilling, playing my video game, listening to music. Like my friends from California laugh because I'll FaceTime them all the time. And like one time I FaceTimed them when I was on my way to PF Change, and they're like, "Oh, you going with a girl or whatever?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro. Like, just going to get some food."
So you have no problem being on your own, being alone
At all.
Oh, okay.
I love to be in my own thoughts and in my own just debriefing about like what happened and all that type of stuff. I actually like it more sometimes than being out with other people.
Really?
But I also get a lot of energy from being with other people. And one of the things that helps me when I am around other people is I love when other people are happy.
Yeah.
But not in an unhealthy way. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to make sure everybody's happy.
Right.
But, like, when I'm with people, I want people smiling. I want people feeling good. So, like, when I'm around other people, like, I try to do a good job of, like, making sure, like, everybody knows, like, let's have fun.
Dude, I'm the same way. In the aspect of, like, when I'm around people, they got to be in a good mood. Like,
Yes.
I'll make sure you're in a good mood. It drives my wife crazy because sometimes I'm like, what's going on? You're not happy? She's like, I'm literally just sitting here. I'm like, well, let's go. Like, turn it up.
Yeah,
So,
let's do something. Yeah.
But I will say I am the opposite of you when it comes to being alone. I hate being alone. I can't do it. Like,
Okay.
if I'm doing anything, like, even if I'm just sitting there watching TV, I want someone there. Like, it drove my brother crazy. It was actually when I got married. He like gave a little speech or whatever at the wedding, and he's like, Kimber, I'm happy that you can now be there for crew, so I don't have to be there whenever he's doing anything. Like, he can bug you now instead of me. So, if I'm going to the grocery store, going to pick up food, like, I hate doing things alone. Yeah. So,
see, I love it, bro.
That's
like,
cool.
I love a drive by myself. Bro, the best are plane rides.
Really?
Plane rides. Like, when I go back to California, bro, I throw my glasses on. I try not to put it, like, sometimes, like, we leave workouts and I got to go hop on the plane. But, like, I try not to put BYU stuff on. Yeah. I love the people. I love the fans. But, like, sometimes, like, when I'm hopping on the plane, I kind of don't want to talk about football. Right. And you know when people hear that you're on a football team, it's like, what happened? Was Jaron going to stay? Or
they love to ask you every question.
Yes.
Here's the thing. People who aren't in a college program think that they just share everything openly. They're like, oh, so what's he going to do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what I mean?
So, like, I love hopping on the plane, like, throwing on my sunglasses, putting on a hoodie. Yeah. Put my AirPods in, looking out the window, bro. Just
That's awesome.
Chilling.
That's cool, man. Well, I didn't know that. You're an introvert.
Yeah. Well,
That's
no,
dope.
I wouldn't say I'm introverted.
You're introverted. You have some introverted tendencies.
I'm like a balance.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know that. Dude, it's been super fun, though.
Yeah.
It's been a blast. Yeah. You were one of the people who said, well, first off, you were one of the requested people to have on. People wanted to hear from you. And two, people on the team said you'd be good. They're like, Kody, man, you get him talking. So it's been super fun. It's lived up to the hype, and I know the people will enjoy it. So I appreciate you coming out here and making it a good time for us all.
It's a blessing, bro. Like, this is lit.
This
is actually a sick experience, bro.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, I love doing it. Every week it gets me excited. So
next time we got to get this dude a chair, though. That's what we have to do.
Someone said that last week. Who was last week? Connor said that last week. I know. And you want to know how messed up it is? 1 week my wife had to film, and I got her a chair. and I never get him a chair. I just
Bro.
forget. So next week we got Nico a chair.
Bro, your knees are grinding right now, bro.
I just got back from skiing earlier.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing this dude out. Okay, we'll get our boy Nico a chair, and we'll go again next week. But hey, I appreciate you. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
You're the man.
Yeah.